All right, Spirit ruled in and it said just keep using the drops. It should work for the eyes. But got an ophthalmologist appointment tomorrow. Just I missed the optometrist. I was way too sick. The sirens around here sound so sick. What is what it is. So it's still coming up that there's going to be some gun incident, and it sounds, by the looks of it, not sounds, but it looks like it's going to be major, and I'm not sure how, where, when, and why. Yeah, it's like today, my sinus is almost clear, right? And I smell honeysuckle tree or whatever that is, and go figure. So sick yesterday and today. I'm still like in my stomach stick. Could be my stomach acting up. Just gonna have to be careful with that. Right. You pray for it and heal it. Right. And then maybe you won't have to worry about it. But again, if you're investigating and it looks like it's going to happen, then it most likely will. It's kind of this metaphysical environment is such that it looks like it's could happen. Now here's the weird thing. All right, and I'm not sure. How you doing? I had I was using the Pataday stuff, and I don't think it was working. I bought the other stuff, then I found my stuff they gave for free. So something may have tainted. We'll see. Time will tell, but tainted it just so I'd use the other stuff because that was the inference. Like you really want to use what you bought. So I don't know. Right. Hey, again, as far as one being better than another, it's hit or miss. Right. Thank you, friend. I mean, it's still kind of there, but not like it was before. So it could just be an eye injury that goes away too. I'm due for something to actually work. And today my body's like a lot looser, so I got no idea what's going on. Right. It's really staying in that apartment and not having enough money to get somewhere in life. Right. Yeah, it could be a lot of this could be allergic reaction, right, on top of the stress that they're dealing. But boy, is it lush out here. I gotta go for a little walk. I really can't be. I want to be in the direct sun just in case that's part of what's causing it, irritating it. But I ended up kind of on the trail with not too many trees. I didn't want to go the other direction because it's uphill and I haven't been out walking hills that much. I'm not well today, so. Now they're cursing me from all that stuff. I mean, if you're out there investigating somebody and somebody wants to go to church, it's something you're supposed to, if anything, will up. Right? Not supposed to use your will, but heal. Right. Well, maybe I can come out of this. We'll see. Just keep them away from me because they're suspect. Right. Yeah, there's no. I went the wrong way. There's no shade over here. Right. I mean, it's better than being out there in the sun. I get a little bit of shade. Really nice out. I wish I had my health back. Now, when I came out to take a walk, and in the distance, I could hear those sirens. Again, if it's a legitimate call, that's fine. If they're trying to, psychologically torture me into not walking, then that's another thing. Make sure. They have the Patadane. I won't forget the other one's called. Same manufacturer, I guess. Right. I did the Patty day yesterday. It didn't seem to work. I did the other one today, and I don't even think I got a full drop in. And it looks like it's starting to work. But I don't know. We'll find out. If it disappears, I'll praise God, of course. If it doesn't, I still have to praise God. Have to. No, it's not have to. We should. Because God's not doing it to us. Again, yeah, that's one of the things I'm supposed to preach on, but God got me there. So again, what's going on on the planet is that there's wills contrary to God's will. And it's not something God wanted to release to the world early on because, it could egg people on to use their will. But at this point, a lot of people don't understand. The scriptures have been perverted to begin with. They screwed up all the scriptures and what they mean. Right? And the world just it's so witchy. So if they cast spells and nobody heals that or prays in that direction with a clean heart, right, then God can't act on it. It's just not going to happen. It's just the way the world's wired. That's why God speaks a lot about your crowns are in the afterlife. Oh shit! Here comes a lawnmower. Isn't that nice? They're all cutting grass up here. Oh, what a trap! What a freaking trap! When you will against me walking, this is what happens. Correct. Mm-hmm. Really sorry, Larry. No, I can't keep going. I gotta go back. And the other one's twice a day, and they said the spirit said it was better to do it twice a day. Right. Even though the other one's supposedly for 24 hours. She said it even looked like it was, like the eyelash was like that whole area was red, not just the eye. Right. So she's saying she thinks that even the skin's affected by the allergens. I remember before it started, my eyes were getting itchy, but I don't use, it's an emergency. I use the drops. But, but now where's this? Where this development is. It's new to me. They, same way I can't get married. They will against it. Again, they sit on wiretaps, look at GPS, and they screw their victim all day and act like it's legitimate. So even when I'm ordering on Amazon, they're like trying to will against it so I get something I need. It was bizarre. As soon as I walked out, the person delivering my uh, 3-quart cooking pot started the delivery. No, I can actually smell fragrance more than I used to. So could have been long COVID. I don't know. Seems like it started before COVID, right? It's actually what caused me to go to massage. What I screwed up with is I didn't get the other type of massage. I didn't get the cranial enough of the cranial massage, right? Because that seems to be somewhat of a trigger. How are you doing? You really do need to keep those people out of people's apartments and houses. You really do. Again, when I suggested to look for, because I think it's payback for that part of it, because they increased it. What was that girl's name? The missing girl, Afghan. You know, part of Start or Kill. What's her first name? Lena. So I said with Lena, you might want to take maintenance and go to the apartment complex. You know, again, don't violate anybody's rights, but go say you got to do an inspection or something. Right. Agreed. Because that's what they're pumping into my mind when they break in. Oh, we're just inspecting. We're looking for little kids. That's the kind of shit they do. No good deed goes unpunished. It's a mafia. People that investigate sex crimes, it's a mafia, man. It's a racket. Right. Well, if you want me to say that, you would have let my life pick up, 20 years ago, probably, right? 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. Right. So don't put it on me. It's your fault. Alden. Thanks, sir. Lie to our bosses all day. I agree, Larry. Yeah, just their psychology is bullshit. Right. I mean, maybe it works kind of part time. Correct, Larry. God bless you, sir. Last night I had my back kind of firm, but it was a little too firm, and my legs were great. Everything was great. So it was like it used to be. But I don't know. Again, if I had gotten this kind of treatment 5 years ago, I may have come back much quicker without a lot of the other issues. Correct. Wait a minute. This did they alter this hole? I guess it's the same one. Just watching them golf here. Hey, look, this hole looks different. This putt right, the putting. This is the tee off. The tee off area looks different for some reason. I think they cut the grass different or replanted some grass. That grass looks way different than last year. Right. Definitely out of shape. And I think I like the idea of medicating it, twice a day. So it's kind of a drawback to find the other one, I think. You never know, you're lucky or unlucky. All right. So I was going to call them Mormon. I was going to say Mormon. The Latter-day Saint missionaries. Right. tell him what, because you know, I don't remember. Was his name Stuart? I think it's Stuart. Her last name's Stuart. I shouldn't put up their names, but Stuart and Campbell. Isn't that weird? I don't know if they put them together for that reason or not. But they, I was going to call them because she's like, one of them was like, you got to read the Book of Mormon. Because I kind of meditate on stuff. I don't necessarily read it, right, all the time. I'll rehash thought on some scripture that I read before. Hello, how are you? And that's kind of how I do it. Thanks, Larry. But, so now I'm broadcasting. She wanted me to read it. Now I'm broadcasting it. So. And, if I feel back, I might say something. Right. Well, face it, that's the only reason I'm not in church is because they launched all-out attacks and hired people to keep me out of church. It's nothing to do with me. In fact, it has to do something with some of those churches being crooked and some of the spiritual organizations outside the church. No, I got inside last night, turned the AC on, and I think one of the things I'm not doing is I'm not dehumidifying enough. And then, because I need it lower than what they say to keep it at. Right. I need it below 50, closer to 40. And, thanks, Larry. I also just ate some plain rice with some broth last night, and then I felt pretty good. I fell asleep feeling pretty good. Right. Not 100%, feeling pretty good. Right. Yeah, definitely at this point, the floater thing is disappearing. But yesterday at Pata Day didn't do shit. Right. I think I took it for 2 days. I took it midday the day before and yesterday morning. And maybe it did. Maybe it's actually working too. But it seems like it's the one I took this morning. The whole area feels irritated. So the ophthalmologist can do his thing and see if he sees anything. Right. Thanks, Larry. And then I need to get to the optometrist and get new glasses. They operated me in the optometrist last time. I have no idea how it works because I can't get back to it. It has to be a metaphysical. Like when they do you, then Satan gives them an up. Right. Yeah, last time it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Oh my God. I think the worst that I've ever done was 3 years, but usually within a year or two. Right. Okay. Again, they're isolating me. So if I had a friend, things would be a lot different. Right. Yeah, I gotta get my. Wonder if it's delivered. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's delivered. Oh, you just put it in a bag? Oh, it's sealed. Okay. It's just a paper. They have like a recyclable, I guess, paper bag or something. I was going to get the T-Fal from Amazon, but somebody kept willing stuff around that, and I was having trouble getting to it. And after the third time of putting it, in my cart, ready to order, and have it flipped to 4 hours later or some shit, which I think they do sometimes on purpose. Right. I just said I'll just get the one for a couple bucks more from Walmart because I actually wanted the one with the soft touch. I just figured I'd buy it from Amazon because if I return stuff to Amazon, I do try to pay them back with additional. Oh, it's 454. E1 to 454. Right. Now they tell me they put it inside of a nuclear atomic booth and radiated it. Now, it's not the number, it's the torture and all the other shit that does it. Right. That's nice. It's got the soft touch. I think it's got the platinum non-stick. Nah, they had no right to do that to my life. I mean, I'm just an average guy living an average life generally. Correct. I mean, but I was helping the government and stuff. And in the beginning, it was just in secrecy. I wasn't out about it. Right. Nobody knew what I was doing, except for the people that received my tips. Right. Thanks, Larry. No, I always blessed. I blessed him and everything with what I said. Right. God bless you, Larry. Well, there's a chance that if I have the what do they call that? What's that thing called? If I have the steroid treatment, that I might get a little bit better. Right. Actually, the arnica works pretty good. I just can't get back to the bass. What I would need is so we got the tail on that skink, I think. Nah, if I had the massages I was getting in Santa Fe, I'd probably be healing better. God bless you, Larry. Because they used to really work on those knots around my shoulder blades. I don't think I've found anybody that really spends time digging into my shoulder blades. I'm sorry. I mean, it's sickening, man, what they did to my life. Right. I mean, even this. E1 454. No more. Thanks, Larry. Oh, I don't know if I told you, I found the guy to give the things to. No, I felt good when I was going to sleep. I felt good listening to the Book of Mormon up until about, I guess, 3 in the morning or something. And I think I fell asleep, at 9 something. So it wasn't terrible, but I was just too sick this morning. So I'm just going to stick very bland foods and foods that they can't put anything in if that's what they're doing, because I can't tell you where they are or not. That's your job as cops to figure that stuff out. Right. But I mean, they were in here, and I know that part. So Trump made a deal with the UK. That's cool. But it's just still not where we need to be. We're just behind because of all the friction. And I think they're figuring out that they don't have the power they had. I mean, even before he took office, he appointed some people that irked people that voted for him that wish they didn't vote for him at that point. God bless you, Larry, 100%. Well, government's not difficult if you look at it from a public service. And I understand your concern, Bacon Raleigh and all that. But you have to work within a certain framework, or it doesn't matter what you're doing. Then you're spinning your wheels. I wish they'd have stayed out of my life. 100%, Larry. 100%. So tomorrow, I'm so sorry, Mary. No, they did it to my wife, man. That was the big eye opener that my wife wasn't crazy like that. At least that part. Right. Thanks, Larry. My sinuses were all inflamed yesterday and everything when I went to sleep. I mean, even though I was feeling okay. They said I can get the other hearing aids if I want to, but it's going to mess my credit up for probably another month. I have two 0% credit cards that are like, I mean, 15 months, and they're not bad on points. Right. Not the best, but I really don't need anything that I can see. I can see. Right. Praise God that maybe this is healing a little better. Usually I can beat these things, but generally I think I have to move to beat them. That's generally the way it works. Right. I have no idea where I'm going to go. None whatsoever. Yeah. Well, because if I go too cold, it might affect the arthritis. Right. It's that the whole time I'm kind of set up in my life, they're blocking me. Right. The key was just to buy a house. Right. My houses that I buy always, like I didn't buy. I only bought one in my life, and that went up like, I mean, like 70,000 or something in like a couple years. And then like other ones I've chosen in history, double price in a couple years, that kind of thing. I mean, but so all I do is buy a house, and then I would always be able to flip it. Right? Except maybe now. I guess now it's kind of weird, but I would have probably figured out where to live by now. Right. Well, I don't know. I think there's a lot of allergens in Huntsville, Alabama, but I think I could have arranged. But like again, you get into a house, you get a doctor, they give you shots, your allergies aren't as bad, that kind of thing. Right. Mm. Antibiotics can trigger that kind of stuff also. Correct. I definitely got to stay on my probiotics. Kind of bump me off of those with their thoughts. And like if they down you, then the curses pick up again. Right. Because now you don't have the intrinsic protection. That's what the thumbs up does. It takes you up. So, I can up people and it works better than, people up at me because they don't have as many people cursing. So I need to find that probiotic. There it is. Sorry. No, I mean, they keep the mind busy on what's going on now, but I mean, it's been like 30 years, man, this shit. I was working in the government. I just thought it was like, hostile work environment, but who cares? We all go through shit, I was younger, but I didn't know what it does to you and what they were doing to me. They were psychologically operating. Again, it feels ominous in my apartment, so I'm not sure what that is. I mean, I'm sure if I move, they'll get paid. Like if I break my lease, they'll make a big chunk of change, right? Well, for that cause, they should be destroyed. Nobody should be doing that kind of thing, right? see. I gotta see if the Mormon sisters are around. How does that work after I get baptized? I don't have any Mormon missionary contact. Like over, I bought the car and I'm trying to get it warranted. Nobody's answering the phone. Yeah, I'm pretty lethargic today. I'm pretty sick. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, I guess I could have something, but anyway. Yeah, I think I was using the wrong stuff yesterday. Right. Mm. Where are we at here? All right, so today is Thursday. Pope has been selected. Okay, so I just hope it's somebody, a nice person. Second day, this friends, please join me in a prayer of thanksgiving for the cardinal electors and for our new pope as he prepares to step out on the balcony. Well, there's nothing wrong with a socialist pope. It kind of fits, but uh, he didn't understand how, government, And of course, if I had been somewhere in life, I could have helped him understand. Well, how do you actually get some of this somewhere? And again, the idea that if you over immigrate, if you allow too many immigrants in, then you can't protect your country. You can't protect the immigrants. Like the immigrants aren't. A lot of times, immigrants won't come forward and say, "Yeah, it's very dangerous with this many people. They can't protect us." But essentially, they're not. If you would interview some of them, they say, "Yeah, it's a pretty rough in these areas. It's just too many, wrong type of people." Right. But he didn't understand that part of government that you only succeed when you can succeed. Just bringing mass numbers in, it just didn't work. Right? It doesn't work. Like when will we know? February. think it's who? Pietro Perla. Like I don't even know if the popes know to heal gay people, or like all the people in the like. If you don't want somebody to be gay, you think you're not supposed to be gay, you're supposed to take it to God and heal them. Right. Oh, so we worked under. Right. Well, but that's how you're supposed to see it. Like the I hate to say it because it doesn't resonate right. But if you believe it's a condition, and of course the condition of possession at that point, then it would be you have to heal them. Right. Well, but see, if you study possession, we're all possessed. Believe me. So being gay is just one form of possession. Thank you, Larry. Oh, he's in New Mexico, Venezuela, Nigeria. Well, it's like this. Again, I explained it before. God showed me all sorts of stuff. Like, okay, you're a shark, and like I'm like, okay, it seems like I want to eat people, eat not people, but fish, and stuff like that. So it's just like this whole again the whole furry experience, but it was only for momentary. But God was showing me that no matter what your soul is, whatever you're put into feels comfortable. Right? But it's like a curse to be a shark because you have to, be a nasty meat eater or fish eater. A meat eater if they end up in the water, like people. He's Venetian. If he is elected. Right. Actually, being on a body on this physical planet is a form of possession. It's just that people don't understand the garden was a different place. I think the LDS have some information on that. Right. Francis appointed 108 of the 133 cardinals voting for a successor. Let's see, who's Peter Turkson? Jeez. Oh, he's the one from Africa. Like given odds, that's kind of weird. See, that's why you don't fire a bunch of people. They know what to do. Like I used to tell people what to do sometimes, like bosses, right? Or just take care of it for them. Apparently, nobody knew that the director was supposed to bring a budget. Yeah. I told you, got rid of too many people. The people that know what to do aren't around. They always want to get rid of the people that know what to do because they feel like they make the other people look bad. I'm telling you, that's part of it. Get rid of the intelligent people, then the stupid people don't look so stupid, right? What time? What time will he? What time is it there? I guess. Right. So, what time is it at the Vatican? What time is it at the Vatican? 6:53 p.m. So they got time to. Oh. When will the next pope be announced? At least an hour. Right. I think again. I think as far as the immigration thing, you got to keep it simple, stupid. Right. So just go back to what we know. And I I said something before about immigrant judges or immigration judges, and so did what's his name, Rick DeSantis. Right. It's really weird because I really don't care who's pope, but I can feel this like It's very important, this next pope. They're saying Peter Turkson, but I thought that he was. They thought he was too far right for the current group of cardinals. Mhm. The Black Pope would be novel, though. Oh, I forgot you're all on there. I was dozing off here. I was in thought. They're running everybody in the ground. So I'm trying to, like, again, I do reduce friction both ways. So right. They're saying some stuff about Trump. It was like, it was too far. Right. Right. Let's try to keep everything truthful and so yeah, let's get back to the system of deportation, the way it's structured and was structured. And you can argue things all you want, but let's focus on that. Let's focus on shoring that up with additional immigration judges and immigration judges on like Zoom court. So nationwide, they're available. You got to have some people to staff that. And like if you can't get your guy in by 7, you can get him in at 10 or 11, maybe. I mean, guy or gal, right? I mean, you can't. You don't want to make too much trouble. But again, I know you have holding cells and stuff. So, but once you go past a certain time, I don't think you take them into the facility. I don't, or maybe they do. I don't know. Well, because some city places they're open 24/7 for officers. Right? So they can work a deal out where you can bring people in to hold late at night or something. Again, like if a certain area has a high number of immigration operations going on, and then another area is quiet, and there's judges over there not doing much. Again, there's you should have judges assigned, like some are assigned to different. I don't know how you do it, but like different types of cases. Like somebody you bring in off the street, that you're looking something quick on. That so some judges just do those things. And then when it gets to be a little bit more in depth, you might have other judges do that. So the other judges will be available, so you get them off the street and get them detained somewhere. If you can't do that, for whatever reason. Well, I know the Supreme Court is looking for additional, and appellate courts looking for additional judicial process within the immigration system. Right? They want that to play out. So the more you do that, the better it looks. Actually, again, the president has to be careful of stuff what is that prison called? Alcatraz. It's just makes everything difficult. Great thing. That was looking for. Okay, Seattle Port says we currently have no container ships. And that's gonna eat into the longshoremen or whatever those people are called that, and they voted for Trump. Right? So that could sour them. That happens every once in a while, normal times, but it's pretty rare. You end up with the COVID-19 thing going on again. Yep, somebody's pushing back. Like Texas AG, bird harvest. Just saying his name. So he's been pretty quiet. Paxton. Bird harvest. No, they already investigated a lot of it. You actually want to read Drudge. You figure out what he's saying. Now, if Drudge didn't say it, then no, people are saying it. It's going on, so he has to say. Somebody has to say it or post it. All right, now we got the first people that are saying that it doesn't say gang membership. I was kind of on the fence in the middle. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. All right. Well, I know what's going on. Right. It's like what you want to do is plug this phone in and put the phone away from you. Watch that go away.